Welcome back to Music Theory Logic. My name's Andrew, and if you've watched the channel for some time, you will probably realize that I'm a musically obsessed individual. I love a bunch of different styles of music. I have an artist alias that's d.r.u, but if I get any critique, it's that I don't stick to as defined of a sound as maybe I should. But ultimately, I don't necessarily care. I write a lot of music for television. I work for a lot of artists. I'm lucky to be generating enough money that my artist alias is really something I do for fun. And in the local scene, I'm in San Diego. I work for a lot of artists. I have a lot of friends who have been in dance music for a long time. And one of my mentors, I've mentioned him before on the channel, is someone named Tomas Serrano. He goes by the name DJ Ideal. He has been DJing dance music for over 20 years, I believe. I've known him for the better part of a decade. And I was lucky enough to attend an event he put on this last weekend that was called Thanksgiving. And he had it was 3 different rooms or stages. And one of the rooms was dedicated to drum and bass. And that's what brings us here, and why I'm explaining that is that I had an awesome time. I've been lucky enough to attend a few really epic drum and bass shows. One that comes to mind is Noisia Presents with Chase and Status, which is super epic, and this Thanksgiving was beyond epic. The headlining artist was Diesel Boy, who, if you're familiar with drum and bass, you probably heard that name. He killed it. The room was super loud, but I'm in a drum and bass kind of mood, and I wanted to just chart out an idea, and I'll kind of I'm not coming at this as like somebody who has my black belt in drum and bass, as Tomas and I have talked about. It's one of the harder genres in dance music to make. One of the reasons is that it's fast. So let's go ahead into logic. So the first thing to understand about drum and bass is that it's most commonly at 174 beats per minute. That is fast. It sounds like that on its own. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, if you are a member of Splice, if you're not familiar with Splice, Splice is a sample place where a lot of modern producers are getting samples. You get a subscription, and then you can get a certain number of credits per month. And I started this concept by getting a knee break. This is just a drum sample at 169. I sped it up to 174. Sounds like this. All right, I'm gonna write some music and then basically audition some sounds. So this isn't gonna sound very correct to drum and bass, but we need the notes first. So to keep it simple, I'll be at the key of A minor. So A minor. Drum and bass, like many dance music genres, won't have a lot of harmonic motion at the beginning. So let's go to a dark chord. I love harmonic minor. That means we'd have an E major chord. Like that. All right, we're off and running. Now I'm going to create a little bit of a pattern. I'm going to put this on a pluck and then use delay. So we've got an A. that. Let's open up Serum. I'm going to try to keep this somewhat of a short video. I want to make sure that this is something that you want to watch. Leave me a note in a comment if you come across a video that's an idea. I'm happy to pick it back up and keep working on it for another video. I'm going to go with just a pluck sound that I have. All right, then that, let's low pass it a bunch. Now for the delay. Cool. I like that triplet feel. One thing I noticed, and I'll just go to the main screen. For those of you out there making any kind of music, it is really important, especially in this post-pandemic or pandemic, however you want to look at the world around us right now, where we've been stuck inside for a long time. Getting out and seeing music live can really help the creativity. And for me, I wasn't just dancing and having an awesome time hanging out with friends, but every once in a while, ideas came to me. And one thing that I noticed is that I heard a lot of triplets. Let's talk for a second what a triplet is. We have something in music called duple and triple meter. Duple meter is a fancy way of saying rhythms that go into groups of two, like 4 on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of the drum and bass is 4 on the floor, but we hear a lot of triplets. And what that means is if we have eighth note triplets, instead of having 2 eighth notes per quarter note, we would have 3. So that becomes 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And at this speed, it works really well. So that's one of the things I'm bringing into this style from the show. I'm going to add a bass. Let's let's make our piano sound a little bit crazier. I'll go with CLA unplugged. We can leave it with the default piano. All right, now I'm gonna build a really simple wobble, and then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna link that to the triplet thing I was just talking about. Now let's get rid of everything but the low notes. That's now our bass line. All right, I'm gonna go back into Serum. Let's get rid of our channel strip. Let's go to an initial preset. Let's turn on our bass drum sine, analog BD sine. Let's hear that on its own. All right, the simplest thing we could do possibly is tie that to our actual level. All right, so it's going from 0 to the top. That's that quarter note. Let's go with a triplet. You have to hit trip. Let's go with a quarter note triplet. All right, awesome. Now, let's just imagine we have a sort of a breakdown, and then we're going to this section again. Maybe we want to increase the harmonic rhythm, where we could do something like this. All right, now harmonic motion is a fancy term for saying that the rate that chords change speeds up. So that would be an example of that. All right, now let's hear what we made. I'll just go straight into that. It sounds like this. Awesome. Got a track idea there. Now, if you haven't checked out my music, the d.r.u, pretty much everywhere you hear music, you can find that. Again, you have to hit d.r.u. Stands for dream, reach, understand. It's also an acronym play on my actual name. Once again, my name's Andrew. Some people call me Drew for short. So again, stay tuned from that actual music, because I'm definitely going to be playing around with some drum and bass. It was too fun not to. And after all, I consider, and the world sort of considers, drum and bass as a precursor, huge influence to the dubstep genre. We even heard a decent amount of dubstep on Saturday night. And once again, thanks to DJ Ideal, Rock the Discotheque, Dance Music is for Lovers, and everyone else involved in putting that on. Ladyverse, Valen, the power couple, DJ Ideal and Ladyverse. So anyway, if you found this helpful, you'd help me out a ton by subscribing to the channel. Stay tuned for more videos. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be kind to your fellow human being, and I'll see you next time. Hope you had fun watching the beginning of some drum and bass. Cheers.